Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali, a spiritual consultant and real estate businessman. Remember, for those of you that are having spiritual problems, you can feel free to contact me. Those of you who have properties to sell or looking for property to buy, you can also contact me. And if someone is owing you money, you have an agreement with them, and they're turning and twisting and they're giving you the runaround, feel free to contact us at 339-1670 or 238-6716. I want to say a special good night to you viewers of Real Talk in Trinidad and Tobago, of the Caribbean and around the globe. Remember to like and share our page, Real Talk with Saieed Ali. We give you news, updates of events that is taking place throughout the country and throughout the world. So feel free to like and share our page. Encourage your friends and your family to like it. You know, spread the word about Real Talk, the #1 current affairs program in Trinidad and Tobago, where we give you the opportunity to call in, voice your concerns, voice your opinion with issues of the day. You know, we want to hear from you. And what we hearing from you, others would listen to you worldwide. There are people in authority that looks at Real Talk and they assist. They say, in whatever way we can assist you, helping the people, we will do it. So there are people, there are viewers, to assist us and to assist you in getting things done. You know, not everybody have the same problems. Not everybody. Those of you that have breathing problems, Sahara dust is thick in the air. So make sure and get your nebulizer, your inhaler. If you have to visit your doctor at the hospital, be on the safe side, put on your mask, go for your test. You have to do what you got to do in order to go through the day. So just be aware of the Sahara dust in the air. It is still thick in the air. The air is unhealthy. But nevertheless, we have to live, we have to breathe, we have to eat. So, as we move on tonight, call your friends, call your family, let them know Real Talk is starting. And I'm also encouraging you to contribute towards the Rape Crisis Center that we want to build. Rape Crisis Rehabilitation Center. Just remember, it is for the public. You don't have to pay to visit. You don't have to pay to stay. All we are looking to do is raise $10 million to build this center. What you are seeing on screen is the animated 3D design of the landscape that is at the back of the building. This is how the back of the building would actually look when it is completed. But in order to reach this, viewers, I need your help. I need your help in donating $1,500 and over, $1,000 and over, or $500 and over. Now, if you contributed $1,500 and over, there's a possibility, there's a chance that you could drive away with a car. It is valued at over $150,000. It is fully powered. Fully powered. That is if you contribute $1,500 and over. If you don't have the $1,500 and you want to contribute $1,000, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. We've made it easy for you. You can win an all-inclusive trip for two to Tobago to enjoy the weekend with the wife, with the brother and the sister, the husband, the wife, the grandmother, the grandfather, the boyfriend, the girlfriend. It's for you. You could win it. And if you don't have the $1,000 or the $1,500 and you want to contribute, you can win this beautiful necklace. This black jet chain set. It's also gold. It's valued over $4,000. So we made it easy for you to contribute. Now I can tell you something. When you're contributing, it's not just that you're trying to win a prize, you know. You're contributing to a center. You're contributing to hope. You're contributing to something that will be built in Trinidad, and you never know if you as an individual could end up there. You never know. So viewers, we are asking you to contribute. I want to thank you thus far to the people who contributed local and regional. It's $10 million we have to raise. It wouldn't happen overnight, but yes, I do believe in miracles. I do believe in miracles. I am reaching out to the politicians, the present and past administrations, the public, organizations, businessmen. All we need is 7,000 people to contribute 1,500, and we will have our structure. We will have our structure. So feel free to contribute. You can contact me at 339-1670 or 238-6716. For those on the outside who want to contribute outside Trinidad and Tobago, it's not a problem. We can make arrangement for you to do so as well. So feel free to get in touch with us. So as we move on with our program tonight, viewers, it's Fire Friday. Let's spice up things tonight. Opposition Member for Parliament for Oropouche East has filed a motion of no confidence in the House. In House Speaker Bridget Anisette George. The motion is to debate whether House Speaker Bridget Anisette George failed to act properly in a matter he tried to raise in April on a controversial pariah fueling trade and trading fuel shipment in the Euro shipping. That is the oil thing. So viewers, take a look at this video.
The Speaker, under announcements, rebuked and condemned the member in the House for reporting elsewhere on this matter. And whereas the Speaker committed a breach of the established rules of conduct and conventions of this House, and whereas the Speaker brought the high and noble office of the Speaker into disrepute, be it resolved that this House censures the Speaker for her failure to act properly and impartially in the exercise of her office.
So there we have it. The opposition member is filing a motion against the Speaker of the House. So viewers, it's Fire Friday tonight, and I want to hear your comment concerning this, what we are going to deal with. And we are going to be talking about the Commissioner of Police. Does he have the power and the authority to fire an officer? I want to hear from you, yes or no. So as we move on tonight, Police Commissioner must be allowed. He must be allowed in the exercise of his constitutional authority. He must be allowed to perform his constitutional rights and the constitutional authority to manage the police service and deploy his officers as best as he can in managing the service. This is according to High Court Judge in a recent decision. In a ruling delivered earlier this month, Justice Joanne Charles said, the court should not interfere with the commissioner's authority unless he is potentially acting unfairly, unreasonable, and or illegal in a breach of his power. Charles was ruling on an application to dispose of an interim injunction granted to an assistant commissioner of police who wanted the court to prevent Commissioner Gary from sending him on 80 days vacation leave. So viewers, do you think the Commissioner of Police should have the authority and to exercise his constitutional right and authority in being the Commissioner of Police, in executing his duty as he sees it fit, to fire an officer found in any criminal activity? Do you think he should have that power? Because one High Court judge is saying nobody should meddle when it comes to the Commissioner of Police. No politicians, no judges, no lawyers. This is what she is saying. He must be able to carry out his duty in a professional manner. And in order for him to do so, there must not be any interference I would support that. You know why? Do you want to know why? If you are an officer of the law, before you enter into the police service, you understand that you are joining the police service. You understand that it is police work you are going to do. You understand it is to protect the rights of the citizen. You understand that you are putting your life in the line of protecting others. You will understand that there are police raids that you will be going on. You will understand that bandits are going to be shooting at you. And you also understand that when you go in a raid and there are exchange of fires, you could be hit. So to come and get caught up now in the criminal world, knowing that you are an officer, it is your right to protect yourself, knowing that you are an officer of the law. People will be looking down at you. Your wife will be looking down at you. Your parents will be looking at you. Your cousins and your friends and your family will be looking at you. So do you think the commissioner should have the authority to fire officers who are caught up in the criminal activities in Trinidad and Tobago? And how many of you would support him? I know the criminal officers and them, the one who are caught up with criminal scandals, they would not support him. They would not. But think about this. If you were a normal citizen and you were arrested by a TTPS officer, you would lose everything you have. Because people would start looking at you in the opposite direction. So feel free to call in. Let me hear what you have to say. Should he have the power or should he not? Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, what's happening, Mr. Ali? Just how they could rush and pass law to legalize gay rights, and one set a law to do all kind of things. Why they cannot pass law to give the commissioner of police power to deal with these officers and them that playing the fool? So you're telling me the commissioner of police is toothless?
True.
To what the judge is saying there, right? So just how they're running and passing all them stupid law, just so they should run and pass law to give the commissioner of police power to deal with the police officers and them when they're making mischief and doing racket, because this country is full of racket by police officers that's heading the rackets and them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend. Staying on police. Police are investigating an online scam where persons are being told that they can get money from the government or a organized body, a world body like the United Nations, by paying a small fee. The TTPS says persons have received message on their social media claiming they can qualify for a 25,000 grant by paying 400 US. So those of you who like to go on social media and they get in your little pop-ups and things saying that you could win money, be very careful. TTPS is urging citizens to bring attempt of these scams to the police attention immediately. So if this pop up, feel free to call in the hotline and let them know, well, hey, you are getting messages. The TTPS says the credible information on social welfare and other grants, persons should visit the official social media account of the various government ministries. So if you're getting a pop-up on your page stating that you could win a certain amount of money and you need to pay for certain things, go on the website, go on the government website, or call the hotline that is provided by the various ministries and find out. They would let you know. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Sadiq.
Go right ahead.
This is a lady that's calling from the market one side. Today I had a little problem with the police by the market. And I reached the work, around 4:45. My van just pulled to drop me off. And on this morning, it is a vehicle from the whole of Mokorata Street come down. And the police come and give me a ticket for double parking and leave everybody in. Then I tell the officer, sir, the son just got to drop me off. He said, I given him talk. Right? And he said, I bumped in my gum. And all I do, the van just stop, I come out, and they pull up behind me and give us a ticket for $600. Right? And it's like it didn't have more vehicle. That's plenty vehicle double park. And I only stopped to just come out the van.
Okay.
That who's selling, who dropping off, everything, and he just come and give you a ticket. You know how long I just take to work for $600?
I understand. Thank you for raising your concerns, my dear. Moving along, viewers. Parents of students from the Reform Hindu School once again protested and demanded that the government finish construction on the new school building. On Friday morning, parents with placards gathered at the entrance of the school at the railway road on the grounds of the Shiva Mandir. Speaking on behalf of the disgruntled parents, PTA President Cheryl Ann Ramdial told reporters that the 68-year-old school is dilapidated and unstable for learning. She recalled that in 2014, under Kamla Prasad Bisesa administration, construction of a new school started nearby at the Guayakara Tabakit Road near the Gasparilla bypass. The new school was expected to be completed and handed over the following year. In September of 2015, there was a change of government, a change of administration, and it was not done. Since then, the parents have been pleading for the new school. So, you know how long that school, you know how long that school in Reform Hindu School was supposed to finish? Do you know how long that school was supposed to finish? I have no idea what the Minister of Education is waiting on. We have no idea of what he is waiting on. And the school is about 95% complete. 95% completed. Just imagine. Health and education supposed to be the main priority of any administration. Any administration, that's supposed to be the first priority. Health and education. In Trinidad and Tobago, they don't give a damn about the health. Well, don't talk for the education. Don't talk for education. Just imagine, in 2020, we have to protest for schools. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Saeed, for all the school and everything to finish, the UNC government had to come back in power, while Kamla Prasad Bisesa had to come back in power to finish everything. You understand? Mm-hmm. She had to come and finish everything. She had to finish the school, finish hospital, finish everything.
Thank you, my friend. So while we're suffering for schools, while we were pleading for proper education, listen to this, Works and Transport Minister Rohan Sinanan has turned aside for phase 1 of the San Fernando Waterfront redevelopment project. The soil turning ceremony took place earlier today. Minister Sinanan described the San Fernando Waterfront as the largest development project ever attempted in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. He denied that the project, coming on eve of the general election, was a mama guy. But the ruling People's National Movement to gain votes. The program for upgrading roads efficiency unit of the Sinanan ministry has been tasked with designs, construction, supervisions, and project management. So viewers, the new waterfront project is set to start. Extension connecting the Lady Hills Avenue and the Lady Hills Avenue widening project. Pure's program director, Hayden Phillips, said the total cost is $70.49 million and construction is expected to start off this year. Sinanan said in an additional over $1 billion have already been awarded in contract for an apartment and 1,000 car parking lots, and work is scheduled to begin from Saturday. So we're spending $70.49 million on the waterfront project, and that is expected to start this year with an additional $1 billion have already been awarded in contract for an apartment and 1,000 car parking lot, and works is already scheduled to begin from Saturday. So that is $1 billion. We have no money for schools. No money. Call a good night. Hello? No money for school. But $1 billion have already been awarded in contract for the apartment building. No money for school, but we're going to start a waterfront project for $70.49 million. The waterfront project is more important than the education. The apartment building is more important than finishing schools that have 5% to finish again. And we're talking about first-class education. Health Minister talking about the best health care in the Caribbean. Call good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead.
I'm calling from Ramai Trace, baby.
Yes.
I just want to highlight about Ramai Trace Hindu School also.
Yes.
I'm a regular on watching your TV program, and I wanted to highlight it, please, Mr. Saeed.
Okay. How far the Ramai school, how much work again does it need to complete?
They say about 95% finished.
Okay.
And we do protests in all. We walk from here to San Fernando. They promise they will finish the school, and nothing up to now.
So just 5% of the school to finish?
And them in the Hindu, Rock Road Hindu temple. And they will have to go back to school. What is social distancing in the school?
Thank you, my dear.
Oh.
So that is 2 schools. 95% of the schools are finished. They don't have money to finish the next 5%. Mr. Education Minister, apparently, only Mr. Rohan Sinanan have the know-how to go to the finance ministers to get millions approved. But you don't know the know-how in going to meet Colin Membert to ask him to finance the other 5% of these 2 schools. Apparently you don't have the know-how. How could you not have the know-how in the Ministry of Health? My mistake, in the Ministry of Education. How come you don't have the know-how? And the man who fixing roads and bridge, he have the know-how. Well, then you are not fit for your education ministry because you don't have the know-how. You ain't tired of people talking you wrong, why? Eh? But then again, when you get in between 30 to 50,000 and perks on top of it, people can say what they want. Am I correct? Caller, good night.
Good night, Said.
Go right ahead.
Said, why Rohan Sahan to come down at back, poor boy, and fix all the labyrinth bridge where people, poultry, farm, I think flooding out and garden and all kind of thing. They go in San Fernando, they just fix the waterfront. Big place who are fixing them and back for all the bridge. What fixing in back for? People chicken and all kind of things dead in and garden and all kind of things floating away, but they won't come and fix no bridge in back for.
No, I'm going to tell you something, caller. You see the bridges, yeah? Them are spending millions on the bridges, see? Read between the lines. You can't get nothing from 20,000. Because the material for the bridge is 20,000. I'm just saying something. It have no kickback in the bridge. Because the bridge might be plank and the plank can't kick back. Let me tell you something. I don't bash government. And I want you to understand this. I am smart enough. You cannot bash a group of people. You know why? In that group of people, 42 members, I believe, in Parliament, each one of them is assigned to a different ministry. Out of the 42, there are 42 different ministries, and each of them holds a portfolio. So you can't blame the entire government. You know who you're hitting? You want to know who you're hitting? The one who is in charge of his portfolio. So if health going down, we cannot blame road. We have to blame the health minister for not acting on his portfolio. So that is a little something to get you all, your brain clear and active. So if the bridge are fixing, you can't blame health. And that is why when I come here and I start a hit, I will hit a particular minister for a particular portfolio. I don't hit the whole government for one portfolio, no. See that when you have brains. That's when you're thinking. That is why I call these two individuals. Apparently, Mr. Rohan Sinan have the know-how to go to the Ministry of Finance, to the Minister Colin Embert, and he had the know-how how to talk to Mr. Embert to release funds to do waterfront project. But two callers call, two school is 95% complete. This is where the health minister comes in. Oh God, I was so talking about health. This is where the education minister comes in. Apparently, he do not have the know-how to go to the Minister of Finance, Mr. Colin Embert, and talk to him to release funds for the school. He don't have the know-how. That is why when I hit them and I hit them hard, because I know how to do it. So to the Minister of Education, here what to do. Take a little learning. Ask the Minister of Works and Transport for some classes. You understand? And to get the know-how to go to the Ministry of Finance to release funding to finish the school, because you don't have the know-how to talk to the Minister of Finance. I am telling you that on national television. Because 5 years go in, and now you will tell me 95% of our school finish and the next 5% can't finish? Something wrong. While the Minister of Works and Transport, projects are being going through Trinidad and Tobago in the millions. Eh? And then when you come on TV now, you're there so? You swell up. You don't have the know-how to talk. I'm telling you that. Caller, good night.
Very good evening to you, Mr. Said.
To you, my friend.
I want to remind the entire PNM party, the entire government, and especially the Minister of Education. The late Dr. Eric Williams once said that the future of our nation is in the book bag of the children.
Thank you, my friend. Everybody else know that. But I guess the man who was in school, the man who was teaching woodwork, apparently he don't know that. The educations of the children them lies in our wood. It lies in our wood. The wood can't hear you, they can't feel you, and they can't move from where it is until you move it. Boy, I wonder how them just feel when they represent a constituency and they hear everybody in the constituency talking you bad. I wonder how that just feel. Let me tell you something. If I live in a constituency and I see MP or a chairman or a councillor and my district bad talking me, watch me, I'm moving off from that area or resigning my work. I can't take that shame. I can't take that shame. All I hear anybody bad talking the Minister of Works and Transport, nobody in Trinidad and Tobago bad talking him. You know why? You know why? He building highways. He building bridges. He building waterfront. They want to open the port. Nobody about talking because they've seen production on the Ministry of Works and Transport Department. But in health, in education, oh God, they're going down the road, they're going down the drain, black as pitch. And they have no shame. They go dress up in their suit. Come back to me, let us see me. They go dress up in their suit, and the Minister of Education go do so. And the people, yeah. Well, it's easy out here, you know. It's easy. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, sir.
Go right ahead.
Some people are about talking because he was in the Ministry of Work and somebody Ministry of Work employing money. I spoke to you about a year ago in relation with some allowances as well. Simple traveling allowances. Since the PNN government came in power, we used to be getting a little fortnightly traveling, a little small, $200-300 a fortnight. Since PNN came in power the 7th of September till today, not a fortnight traveling. And yeah, where I saw him, and I wanted to talk to him. I jumped across the drain. I said, Mr. Minister, I want to talk to the Ministry of Work. During the department, he talked to that lady. That lady was talking to
me. Thank you, my friend. I do apologize for cutting, but there's a break in transmission between you and me. I do apologize for that, sincerely. So as we move on now, you see, people have to understand you vote for a change. And we get one. We got a change that we never expected. All you feel is joke? All you feel is joke? We get a change where the oil refinery shut down. We get a change where all departments in Trinidad shutting down. We get a change where workers from different organizations was going home. We get a change where business places was shutting down. We get a change where food price going up. We get a change when we go in the hospital bed, we sitting down for days. We got a change. We voted for a change. We voted for a change where school reaching 95% and 5% and they can't go forward. We got a change. So listen to this now. Opposition leader Kamala Prasad-Bissessar has discussed plans to reintroduce the Ministry of Justice once re-elected into office. She made the announcement during her party's virtual meeting on Thursday night. Ms. Bissessar introduced the Ministry of Justice back in 2020 when she became Prime Minister. However, this was scrapped when the current administration took over regions of power.
You cannot have the Attorney General who is a titular head of the bar, also liaising with the judiciary. No, justice should stand on its own so that their independence will be guaranteed. A Ministry of Justice will take care of the judiciary, the magistracy, and so on.
So staying with the UNC now, you see, I displayed both sides, you know. I displayed both sides. I ain't getting involved with this party, and I ain't getting involved with that party. I have my own party. We'll talk with Saieed Ali. That is my party. So listen to this now. United National Congress candidate for Sama Barataria, Saddam Hussein, said, the upcoming general election is not about winning votes. Well said. But winning the hearts of people. Woo, this man going on deep, boy. The young candidate spoke at last night's virtual meeting. Hussein said politics is a hard game. However, he noted that it should not be a dirty game.
Politics is about issues. Politics in this country, we should elect a party, we should elect a government that cares for the people, that delivers for the people, and that performs for the people. Not a government that causes loss of jobs. Not a government that shuts down one of the biggest employers of this country. Not a government that engages in wild, corrupt spending. And not a government that favors their own ministers.
So do you support what he said? I will support what he said, yes. Not because he's on the UNC. If he was on a PNM platform, I would support what he said as an individual. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, we're going on. There's only about 10% of the road if they're fixing it because all the country areas, the road is very bad. The next thing is too, they cannot make any bubble on them small little piece of school and but they can make the big bubble on the road and turn. You know? So that was going on there with them.
Thank you, my friend. So viewers, here we're going on. We have about 20-25 minutes left on our program tonight. I'm going to switch around the program tonight. How far would you go to own a piece of land? And how far would you go to sell a piece of land? Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead.
What I would like to know, if the removal of the Columbus statue will stop the crime in Trinidad and Tobago.
No.
I want to know if the removal of the Columbus statue will stop domestic violence. I want to know if the removal of the Columbus statue will stop the violence in school.
Thank you, my friend. I understand what you're saying there. I understand what you're saying. We are fighting that statue. That statue, we can't fight that statue. That is a history monument. And moving that statue, in my opinion, is moving history. That is my opinion. That is just my opinion. That is where you're interfering with history. So viewers, how far would you go to own a piece of land? And how far would you go to sell a piece of land for a little money? So here what happened to our friend in Marbella. Listen carefully. We're talking about a deceased husband. Deceased husband have a wife and 2 children. The property that they are on for the last 37 years belongs to the wife and to the 2 children. But listen this. The deceased husband, his brother, have a say on the land. So while his brother was living, he could not sell the land because his brother and his brother's wife and his niece and nephew were living on the property. So the brother died a couple years ago. The husband of the children died, of the wife died. So the brother now decide, because he have a share on the property, he wants to sell the property. And he is bullying, I believe you call it sister-in-law, right? He is bullying his sister-in-law and his niece and nephew into selling the place to whatever price he calls. Listen this carefully, eh? Recently they bought the deceased husband brother brought some people to see the property to buy. But you know what they did? They didn't inform the sister-in-law. And he didn't inform the niece and the nephew. He walked into the property just so, without informing them that he was bringing somebody to see the property. So the niece and the nephew, who was home, hearing talking outside, came down and inquired of who is these gentlemen were with their uncle. Lo and behold, the uncle telling them, let me move quick, don't talk to them. The people who came to see the property realized something was wrong. What they didn't know is that the niece and the nephew who came out to inquire what are they doing there didn't know that they had share in the land. So here what happened now. The uncle, we should say, the deceased brother, went by a lawyer. Let me tell you something. I hate stink and craveness people, you know. I hate stink and craveness people. The individual went by a lawyer in San Fernando. And in the letter that the lawyer writes to the niece and the nephew and the sister-in-law, who have been living on that property for 37 years, the lawyer wrote a letter stating that when his client brought someone to see the property, it's stating that it had a little bacchanal. And the lawyer put in the letter that the niece and nephew threatened the uncle to set him up with marijuana and with cocaine and maybe guns. This is what the uncle telling the lawyer, and the lawyer put it in a letter and sent it for the niece and the nephew and the sister-in-law. Let me tell you something. The niece and nephew uncle, let me tell you, I just get sauces, you know. I just get tamarind sauce, I just get 7-pot pepper sauce, I just get mango sauce, I just get pumpkin chutney sauce. The uncle had a brother used to sell drugs for a policeman. I hate, let me tell you something, to my core, down to my spirit, I hate cravenous people. Keep in mind, the uncle have a property where his wife and children live in. But coming down now to bully his sister-in-law and the niece and the nephew into selling the property. He don't care about them if they end up on the street. He don't care about them. How far would you go to earn a property or to sell a property? How far? The letter stated that the niece and nephew, according to what the lawyer writes, that the uncle say that they will set him up. But he didn't tell the lawyer. He blasted brother was selling drugs for a policeman. He didn't tell the lawyer that. You see how stink he is? I hate stink people. I hate stink people. You didn't go to save your brother's soul from breaking a jail or 20 years in bar. You didn't go and make a report on your brother, but you're coming to put out your nephew and your niece. You don't care where them sleep. And let me tell you something. I know you by name and nature, you know. As a spirit man, you know. And if I tell you I hate stink people, I hate stink people. Because it's stink people that made an attempt to kidnap my 11-year-old son. And me being more stink now, take away the eyesight. That is me being more stink. But one message I have for you, brother man. If I tell you, or if I tell them that land selling, it's selling. And if I tell you that land ain't selling, it ain't selling. Because I want to see which court and which lawyer is going to put out a family that have been living on a plot of land for the last 37 years. Because in the letter, it stated that the lawyer giving them 14 days to move from where they are living for the last 37 years. That's how stink that man is. And I know the policeman. I know the policeman who was involved in giving your brother thing to sell. So when I say give the commissioner the authority to fire crooked officers, give him commission. Give him the authority. But I'm going to tell you something. Because you feel your brother selling things for you, for police, you feel you have backup. Let me tell you something, Mr. Man. You have backup through your brother by a police. Or you might pay a gunman to do something. You will do it the physical way. The same thing you could do physically is the same thing I could do physically. But what you cannot do physically is send something to tap my shoulder, but I could send something to write off your car on the highway. I hate stink people. Your niece and your nephew and your sister-in-law, you're going by a lawyer and send them a letter to vacate them for 14 days because you didn't get a sale for the property, while two parties own half and half, and you have a house where your wife and children sleeping comfortable? Eh? All your soul. Let me tell you something. All your soul should sit down in a rocking chair, drinking Lipton tea, and have somebody helping all you to get up to go on the bed. Just imagine. I wonder how your wife feeling, knowing it could have been the opposite way around. I wonder how your children feeling. I wonder if they even knew that you went and do that stinkness. I I wonder how they're feeling. I wonder if your wife get a letter stating that they had to leave their property in 14 days and nowhere to go. I wonder how she gonna feel. Because I will tell you something. Vice could be versa. Vice could be versa. I tell you that on national television. It's just me, I want to call your name, you know. And let people know how stinky it is. It's just me, I want to call the name of the brother who's selling things for the officer, you know. But keep this in mind. When an individual tell themselves they stink, it has somebody more stink than them. When they come to kidnap my son, they thought they was gunman, they stink. Now they can't even see what in front of them if it's black or it's white. And you know why I do that? Because of stinkness. Caller, good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead.
I just call on behalf of the what's done on television. I don't know if it's somebody on Union Road you're speaking about, but I know there is something like that on Union Road, and the people's son is a police, and there's not nice people. And on my behalf, I want to say the father and the...
Thank you, caller. I'm going to tell all you something. You see, them people, that niece and that nephew and that sister-in-law, if Saieed tell all of that land selling, it's selling. If I say that land not selling, it's not selling. What should I go do? You want to play craveness for money? I like to deal with people like that. You see people who like to take advantage of people? I like to deal with people like that. That's how stink people is out there. You have your wife and your children comfortable, but you're digging out your niece and nephew eye. Because you own half of the land, sell your blasted half in the back. And whoever bites in the back, you can't pass in front. You see, when monsters climbing up tree like this, I just like to climb with them. They stink, I stink. Let me see who more stink. You stink in the physical world, I stink in the spiritual world. Advantage is something I hate it down to my spirit. Just imagine that taking place. Because of the fact that the people don't have a father to stand. Let me tell you something. If the father was living, you never make a foolish move like that. Because he would have put you in your place one time. I have all the info and all your, every bit of info I have it. And where do you think I get it from? Where do you think I get it from? I get it from a policeman. And I get it from a senior policeman. And he waiting patiently. He is waiting very patiently. He came to me with this matter. A senior policeman. Senior. If he write a letter for you, watch my police come and pick you up one time. He waiting, brother man, for you to make a foolish move. He waiting. I telling you that on national television. You see, stinkness is something I don't condone. You have. Not to say you ain't have, because the work you had, it paid you well. But you know, long time people used to say, the eye too long. You know why I choose to bust that tonight? Because it's Fire Friday. Just imagine. The lawyer put on the letter that the people go set him up. Them don't want nothing from you. They want nothing from you. You want to dig out their eye. Because your brother not wrong, you want to dig out their eye. You want to dig? Go ahead and dig. Go ahead and dig. You see, when you hear people, officers come to me with things like that, the man, I tell watch me, the man is a senior man, you know. He's a senior man, you know. But he watching and he have his eye out. He says, Saieed, the day that man make a bad move, I will deal with him. Before you sit down home and relax with the little bit of years you have to live in your body, and you and your wife enjoy yourself, no, you want to cause a bacchanal. The money you like, not a problem. Take care, you end up in a debt, you know. Debt meaning money over your head, you can't reach bills, you know. And I will tell you something, many people try coming after me, you know. Many people. And before they reach me, they get stopped in their track. Some of them end up in hospital, some lost foot, some get crippled, some can't see, some suffering with heart, some can't get off their bed. You know what? God have been good to me. God have been good to me. And those who come in after me, he dealt with them. So if you want to come after me, they know how to deal with you. That is raw stinkness. That's what they call craveness people. That's what they call dirty people. These are the kind of issues people is having in Trinidad and Tobago. When you're supposed to be assisting your nephew and your niece and your sister-in-law and your auntie and your tanty in helping them because your brother not there to support them, you digging out their eye. Yes, if somebody dig out yours, you look for it. But nevertheless, it have a God that is say, what I miss you and pass you. What end miss you and pass you. So if you tell yourself, you will dig out them eye down there. God watching, somebody might come and dig out your eye on the other side. You know, there's a slang Trinidadian that's used now, you know. For when you're being greedy and you're craveness. But have more to the story. Have more to the story. And it's like to light up stink people like that. Believe me. Be humble with what you have. Thank God you have a little bit. Thank God you have no sickness. Thank God you could get up and move. Thank God you have eyesight and you have 2 foot and you have 2 hands. Thank God for the children you have. That they're healthy and they're good. And nothing happened to them. You digging out one on this side, but you don't know what could happen on the next side. That's why sometimes when you hear people seeing trouble, you just want to know what they do. You just want to know what they do. But God is good. But if I tell you that land is selling, bet your last dollar you have, that land is selling. Viewers, we are out of time for tonight. We are out of time for tonight. But nevertheless, see you looking. But nevertheless, it's Mashup Monday again. And you might hear another part of this story. Ila anta bi irahuma shadaula la anta. Pharaoh wanted to reach the sky. He wanted to reach the sky until he and his men were washed in a sea because the eye was low. Viewers, be safe. Enjoy the weekend until we meet again. Monday is Mashup Monday. Be safe and good night.